Hey everybody, how's it going? Travel Man Dan here, and welcome to today's episode of Reading Man Dan. Today we continue on with the December 2020 Vlogmas on YouTube, where I go ahead and read you a fun Christmas story each and every day leading up to Christmas during the month of December. Today is episode number 12 in the series, and it is an awesome one. It is one of the most iconic, most famous stories ever told here on the book or on TV as the cartoon. I'm talking about A Charlie Brown Christmas. So sit back, relax, and get ready for the show. Let's go. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you checking out today's episode. If you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell so you're notified when new episodes come out each and every week. And now, let's go ahead and get started. A Charlie Brown Christmas by Charles M. Schultz. Based on the animated special, the text was adapted by Maggie Testa, illustrated by Vicki Scott. Christmas time was here. Soft snowflakes floated down from the sky. The sweet sound of carols filled the air, and everyone felt happy. Well, almost everyone. All right, check it out. I can see some of the Peanuts gang. I can see Lucy, I can see Sally, I can definitely see Pigpen, and they're going ahead and they're skating along, they're having a good time, but somebody's not happy. Let's find out who. I think there must be something wrong with me, Linus, Charlie Brown told his friend. Christmas is coming, but I'm not happy. I just don't understand Christmas, I guess. I always end up feeling depressed. You're the only person I know who can take a wonderful season like Christmas and turn it into a problem, Linus replied. Maybe Lucy's right. Of all the Charlie Browns in the world, you're the Charlie Brownest. Charlie Brown thought Linus might be onto something. He decided to go to Lucy's booth for some advice. All right, take a look. We have Charlie Brown and Linus, and they're hanging out, and Charlie Brown tells Linus, look, I don't know what it is, but each and every Christmas I feel depressed. Linus can't believe it. He can't believe that Charlie Brown would feel sad around such a fun time like Christmas. Let's find out what Charlie Brown's going to do. 5 cents, please, Lucy greeted him. Charlie Brown dropped a nickel into Lucy's can. Lucy shook the can. I love hearing the beautiful sound of cold, hard cash. Now, what seems to be your trouble? I feel depressed, Charlie Brown told her. I think we better pinpoint your fears, said Lucy. If we can find out what you're afraid of, we can label it. Are you afraid of staircases? If you are, then you have a climacophobia. Or maybe you have a pantophobia. What's a pantophobia? Asked Charlie Brown. The fear of everything, Lucy replied. That's it, Charlie Brown cried out. He shouted so loudly that Lucy flew off her chair. Actually, Lucy, my trouble is Christmas. Charlie Brown admitted. I just don't understand it. Instead of feeling happy, I feel sort of let down. Poor Charlie Brown, look at him. So he goes to Lucy for advice. He pays the nickel, and Lucy goes ahead and tells him, look, first we got to find out what your fears are. Charlie Brown admits that he might be afraid of everything. But then it comes out in the form of, well, I just feel like I'm being let down every Christmas. That's poor, sad Charlie Brown. Lucy knew what would help. You need to get involved. How would you like to be the director of our Christmas play? Charlie Brown smiled. He and Lucy made plans to meet at the auditorium. As Lucy went off, Snoopy walked up, holding a box of lights and decorations. Charlie Brown followed him to his doghouse. What's going on here? Charlie Brown asked his dog. Snoopy handed him a piece of paper. Charlie Brown began to read aloud. Find the true meaning of Christmas. Win money, money, money. Spectacular, super colossal neighborhood Christmas lights and display contest. Charlie Brown looked up from the paper and groaned. My own dog. Gone commercial. I can't stand it. All right. So take a look. So first of all, good news is Charlie Brown's going to be the director of the Christmas play. But then he walks by and he sees Snoopy, his dog, and he's setting up all these crazy lights to go ahead and try to win this contest, this Christmas decoration, lights among the houses contest. And he's like, oh man, I can't believe it. But it's actually pretty cool, right? Each and every year when I'm in Kenmore, New York, I love the look of all the different houses, driving through the neighborhoods of Tonawanda and North Tonawanda, all throughout South Buffalo, and the beautiful lights amongst the Christmas kind of holiday feel with the snow on the ground. Just absolutely love that. Let's see what Snoopy's got. Next, Charlie Brown ran into his sister, Sally. I've been looking for you, big brother. Will you please write a letter to Santa Claus for me? Sally asked. Sally began telling Charlie Brown what she wanted to write. Dear Santa, how have you been? Did you have a nice summer? How is your wife? I have been extra good this year, so I have a long list of presents that I want. Please note the size and color of each item and send me as many as possible. If it seems too complicated, make it easy on yourself. Just send money. How about 10s and 20s? 10s and 20s, Charlie Brown cried. That didn't seem like the true Christmas spirit. Look at Charlie Brown. He can't believe his sister, right? He's writing a note to Santa, and his sister's telling him what to write. And then she comes off and says, well, don't worry if you can't come up with tons of gifts. Just go ahead and send money, and send it in the form of 10s and 20s. Oh man, this isn't the holiday spirit. This isn't Christmas. She's just asking somebody for money. Poor Charlie Brown. At the auditorium, Lucy had an announcement. Quiet, everybody. Our director will be here any minute and we'll start rehearsal. Director? What director? Asked Patty. Charlie Brown, Lucy replied. Oh no, we're doomed, said Violet. Here he comes, said Lucy. Attention, everyone. Charlie Brown addressed the cast, but no one listened to him. They were all dancing as Schroeder played his piano. Stop the music, Charlie Brown shouted into his megaphone. We're going to do this play, and we're going to do it right. Lucy, get those costumes and scripts and pass them out. Look at the Peanuts gang. All right, no respect for Charlie Brown. As Lucy tells everyone, look, our director's coming. They just continue to dance and sing, I guess, and play around. They're not even listening to Charlie Brown because Violet said, we're doomed if Charlie Brown is the director. He's terrible. But, well, Charlie comes in. He sets the tone for everyone. He says, look, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it right. He goes, pass out those costumes, get those scripts out, and let's get started. Lucy walked up to Frida and gave her a script and a costume. You're the innkeeper's wife. Did the innkeeper's wife have naturally curly hair? Frida asked. Lucy walked over to Pigpen. You're the innkeeper. Pigpen looked around. In spite of my outward appearance, I shall try to run a neat inn. Lucy went over to Snoopy. You'll have to be all the animals in our play, Lucy told him. Can you be a sheep? Meh, blared at Snoopy. How about a cow? Asked Lucy. Moo, mooed Snoopy. How about a penguin? Asked Lucy. Clackety, 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 clack. Waddle around Snoopy. Check it out. That's pretty funny. So Lucy, well, she's going ahead. She's kind of like the first AD, right? She's going and telling everyone to get on book and get your scripts ready. Then she meets up with Snoopy, and Snoopy's got to play all the animals in the play. And, well, I think he's going to do a good job of it. He's a sheep, a cow, and a penguin. And he seems like he's going to do a fantastic job. Way to go, Snoopy. Soon, all the parts have been handed out, and it was time for Charlie Brown to direct. He asked Schroeder to set the mood for the first scene. But as Schroeder started playing, everyone started dancing again. Huh. Lucy and Charlie Brown watched from the side of the stage. Isn't it a great play? Lucy asked. It's all wrong, Charlie Brown told her. Let's face it, We all know that Christmas is a big commercial racket, Lucy said. But Charlie Brown was determined. Well, this is one play that's not going to be commercial. Charlie is frustrated. Look at him over there. Okay, soon as Schroeder hits the keys, everyone starts dancing, and they're really not going ahead accordingly to the script. They're just going and dancing. They're not going ahead, and they're not practicing what they should be. And Charlie Brown is like, can't believe this. It's so frustrating. Lucy tells him, look, you know what Christmas is all about. And Charlie's, no, I'm not having that. We're going to do this play, and we're going to do it right. What do you want? Lucy asked. The proper mood, Charlie Brown responded. We need a Christmas tree. Lucy thought that was a great idea. A great big, shiny aluminum Christmas tree. That's it. I'll take Linus with me, said Charlie Brown. The rest of you practice your lines. All right, so something was missing. So Charlie Brown knows what it is. It's a tree, a Christmas tree. Okay, so he goes off and he gets Linus, and Lucy says, all right, make sure you go get a big, shiny aluminum Christmas tree. Charlie Brown and Linus, they take off, and he says, look, when I come back, just make sure everyone's practiced their lines and ready to go. And we'll go ahead and now add this set piece, this decoration, and that will really bring in this play and start to kind of mold and shape what it's going to look like. So let's see what happens. Let's see what kind of tree they get. Charlie Brown and Linus made their way through the snow to the Christmas tree lot. There were trees in all sizes and colors. Big and bigger, pink and purple and red. They were all made of metal or plastic. Gee, do they still make wooden Christmas trees? Linus wondered. Look at that Christmas tree. That looks like a different planet going on in there. Pink and purple, and yellow, and all kinds of crazy looking ones. And well, Charlie Brown's a little discouraged because he's wondering, do they still just put trees on the lot? And I just want a normal Christmas tree. And that's when Charlie Brown saw it. The perfect Christmas tree. This little green one here seems to need a home, said Charlie Brown. But Linus wasn't so sure. I don't know, Charlie Brown. Remember what Lucy said. This doesn't seem to fit the modern spirit. I don't care, Charlie Brown said. We'll decorate it, and it'll be just right for our play. Besides, I think it needs me. What? Look at that tree Charlie Brown has picked out. Wow. That one is nothing like the others. Look how small it is, right? And Linus is like, look, Charlie Brown, that's not what Lucy wants. I'm not sure she's going to be very happy with that one. And Charlie Brown's like, look, I don't care. This tree needs me. This is perfect. This is just what we'll need. We'll go ahead and we'll decorate it, and it'll be just right for our play. Let's find out what happens. We're back, Charlie Brown announced as he and Linus brought the little tree into the auditorium. The other kids couldn't believe what they were seeing. This tree was all wrong. You were supposed to get a good tree, Lucy told Charlie Brown. Can't you even tell a good tree from a poor tree? Everyone laughed and walked away. Everyone except Linus. Oh, look at, they're laughing at him. Everyone is like, Charlie Brown, are you kidding me? You can't even tell a good tree from a poor tree? They can't believe it. Everyone's angry. Look at all their faces. They're laughing at him. They're angry. Everyone left and left poor Charlie Brown there with his tree, except for his good friend Linus. What a dude, man, and what a solid friend. Charlie Brown turned to his friend. I guess you were right, Linus. I shouldn't have picked this little tree. Everything I do turns into a disaster. I guess I really don't know what Christmas is all about. Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about? Sure, Charlie Brown, said Linus. I can tell you what Christmas is all about. Linus walked to the center of the stage. A lone spotlight shone on him as he began to speak. Okay, so Charlie Brown going to his trusted good friend Linus to tell him, what is the meaning of Christmas? What is it all about? Linus knows. As he steps up to the center stage, let's hear what he's got to say. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them. And they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you tidings of great joy, which will be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Saviour, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill towards men. Wow. Whew. That's some deep stuff Linus is talking about here. Look at, he is telling what the meaning of Christmas is. He is shouting it. He is really spitting some truth there. And some heavy stuff here when you think about it. Let's find out what else he's got to say. There was silence in the auditorium as Linus walked back to Charlie Brown. That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown thought about what Linus had said. He picked up the little tree and walked out of the auditorium. All right, so it made an impact on Charlie. Let's see what he's going to do. He picks up his tree and he walks out. Definitely thinking something. Let's see what he does. Charlie Brown looked up to the starry night sky. He finally understood the meaning of Christmas. Linus is right. I won't let all this commercialism ruin my Christmas. I'll take this little tree home and decorate it. And I'll show them it really will work in our play. Atta boy, Charlie Brown. Look at him. He's looking up to the sky. He sees all the stars. And he's thinking, you know what? I don't need all this commercialism. I don't need all this stuff. These material things. The pure joy of Christmas lies from within your heart. Charlie Brown took his tree to a place where he knew there would be a lot of decorations. Snoopy's doghouse. He selected a shiny red ornament, but when Charlie Brown put the ornament on the tree, it collapsed. I killed it! Charlie Brown exclaimed, Everything I touch gets ruined. Oh, poor Charlie Brown. First of all, let's take a look at Snoopy's doghouse in the background. You can see the medal. He's got first place. He won the decorations. And then you see the big red ornament Charlie Brown puts on the tree. And, well, that's just too bad. Poor Charlie Brown. He's just beside himself. He's ruined his tree. He puts one ornament on it and he practically just destroys it. Charlie Brown walked off in despair. A few moments later, the other children arrived. I never thought it was such a bad little tree, Linus said, as he wrapped his blanket around its base. It's not bad at all, really. Maybe it just needs a little love. All right, Linus coming to the rescue. See all the children? They're all hanging out now. They're all kind of circling around Charlie Brown's tree. But Linus gives up his good old trusty blanket. And he says, you know what? I never thought it was that bad of a tree. It just needs a little bit of love. Everyone began taking ornaments off Snoopy's doghouse. Soon, the little tree had been transformed into a festive Christmas tree. Well, as we can see, all the children gathered around the Christmas tree that Charlie Brown got. And they take all the ornaments off of Snoopy's doghouse and they're decorating the little Christmas tree. Wow, putting in a little group effort. I like it. When Charlie Brown returned, he was stunned. What's going on here? He asked. Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown. All the children cried out. Take a look at that little tree that Charlie Brown had bought. Look at the difference now. See, all it needed was a little bit of love and care, and they decorated it. They made it look magnificent. Oh, wow. and they all wished Charlie Brown a big Merry Christmas. You can see everybody gathered in there. Everybody helped out. The tree is absolutely stunning. It looks wonderful. And, well, Charlie Brown has got to be really happy now. And then everyone began to sing, even Charlie Brown. Hark, the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful, all ye nations, rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic host proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark, the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Check it out. They are just all joyfully singing around the new beautiful Christmas tree that they went ahead and decorated. Everybody's happy. Even Charlie Brown is singing. And the end. Wow. What a fantastic book. What a classic book. A Charlie Brown Christmas. Iconic to the holidays. I really enjoyed reading this book, and I hope that you enjoyed watching it. If you like what I'm doing and you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and hit that sub button right there. Ring the notifications bell so you're notified when new episodes come out every week. Go ahead and give me a like on this video. Put down in the comment what you liked about this video, or if you can suggest any future books that I should read here on Reading Man Dan. I'd love to hear from you. That's going to do it for us today. I hope you saw something cool and fun going on in this book. Like, well, Charlie Brown and his friends all hanging out and at the end, and they're singing and just having a good time in the spirit of Christmas. I hope you learn something new and interesting, especially the message that went on in this book. How that sometimes in the holidays, especially this year, we can feel the pressure, the economic, the commercialism to go ahead and to buy presents for people and to give people presents when we overlook the true meaning of Christmas, and that's to have, well, the spirit of being around the loved ones and having that joy in the holidays is so much more important than any materialistic thing that you can go out there and get. But most of all, I hope that you were inspired to go ahead and read this book for yourself, or watch this video again, or check out the cartoon. You're going to absolutely love it. It's really, really just an American classic, and, well, I hope that you get a chance to see it. I want to say Merry Christmas to you if you celebrate Christmas. If you don't, Happy Holidays. I hope that each and every one of you guys are filled with lots of joy and happiness, and much love to you all this holiday season. I hope that 2021 is the best year of your life, and no, thanks again for watching. I'm Travel Man Dan, and remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it.